Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a future self coach, or that is, if you could have a conversation with your future self who knew you and everything about you, what advice could they give you to help you guide through your life? And the great thing about this is that the more information that you can feed it, the better results you're going to get. So I'm choosing to build this in Claude. I think Claude just does a better job than ChatGPT for this use case. So I'm going to show you what it is you need to do. So you need Claude. You need a paid account with Claude. You need to be able to create a project. And so you're going to come here. You're going to create a new project is what you're going to do. You're going to name your project. So you can name it My Future Self, or I name mine Pete Riccozzi Expert. um, Create the project, you go from there. Now you've got your clean project. So what we need to do is, I've already built this out. You can see over here. We need to add a bunch of stuff to it. So what are the things you're going to add? Well, first things first, I'm kind of a self-help junkie, and so I take any and every assessment known to man in order to learn more about myself, which is good. I think everybody should do that. Um, And so you can see here, like you can upload PDFs, docs, text files, things like that. And I've got my shapes report, I've got my Clifton strengths, I've got my Johnson O'Connor aptitude, I've got my Enneagram results, I've got the Berkman results, the Kappa Pitta, the standout report, DISC. Like I went through and I took all of these. So this is going to take you the most time, is actually completing all of these assessments. But once you do, you can take all of these and then you can come in here and you can click upload from device and you can add them, right? Now you have like a maximum amount of space that you're able to actually fill this up. I found that if you go above 91%, Claude actually airs out. It won't process your prompt. So when you come in here and say, tell me what type of hobbies I should start today, it airs out. So keep it under 91%. And then upload all this type of stuff. Is there a better way to do this type of file stuff? Yeah. What I actually would recommend, if you had time, I just didn't, is you can actually go through each of these and convert them into a single doc file and then reformat, I should say, all of those reports into a text format, right? So you can see that's what it did here by itself. Um, with my PDFs, right? Here's my all 34. And so it goes through and it creates it as a text. But if you write everything in Markdown format and then just add one single Google Doc, great. The great thing about Claude now is that it connects with Google Docs. So you can link a Google Doc, and then all you have to do is update the Google Doc. And you don't have to attach multiple files. So that's the better way of doing this. I'm just showing you what I've done. Anyway, then you can come in here and add this prompt, right? So, future self coaching framework, you're an expert representing your future self, yada, yada, yada. You analyze all provided documents with equal importance. So, these are the things I want it to do. I want it to not pick and choose. I want it to treat all documents equally. I want it to offer the best advice, core insights for everything, flag any contradictions between the assessments so I know. And then I want it to coach me in 5 areas: my career direction, personal development, goal setting, decision making, and work life balance. And then here's what I'm telling it how to coach me. So frame the advice as if it's coming from my future self. So it's going to say I occasionally, as if it's me 5 years from now, speaking to the past. And then conclude with the single most important insight my future self would want present day me to understand. And remember that your goals help me make decisions and take actions that my future self would be grateful for, right? So this concept is all derived from a book called Be Your Future Self Now by Benjamin Hardy. Excellent book. Highly recommend it. One of the few transformational books I think I have read in my life. Like Essentialism is another one. Results-oriented work environment, I think, is another one. There's a handful out there that like just are amazing out of the thousands of books I've read in my life. Um, but yeah, so that's your prompt. Then you've got your data set here, right? And then you can come in here and I can say, hey, hey, Pete, I want to start a new hobby. What should I do? Right? And now it's going to look at all the things in my assessments and start to contemplate which things it knows I would get the most joy from based off of all the information inside of those assessments, right? So the Johnson O'Connor ones are aptitude assessments. So what are things that I'm naturally good at, right? The Clifton Strengths ones are all about um, the core skill sets that are intuitive for me, right? So it's going to go through and say, great, here's all the things that and the reasons why. So here's like hobby recommendations based on your profile. Music composition and production. I'm not surprised. I have a brother who is a does video game composition, right? And aptitudes are genetic. So a lot of us have share similar aptitudes. I've got another brother who plays guitar, things like that. I used to play the piano. Strategic game designer, competitive gaming. Yep. Like I love playing role-playing games and strategy games. Like, yeah, coaching and mentoring and area of expertise. Yeah, this is another hobby that I'm starting to pick up. We're actually am mentoring recent grads and things like that. So it's spot on in its recommendations, right? And then it tells me why. And then I like this. Here's one specific challenge I'd give you. Choose a hobby that feels slightly uncomfortable at first. Something where you're not immediately confident in your ability to someone that's highly competitive and determination. You you need challenges that push you beyond your existing competencies. So discomfort is a sign of growth. But like this is motivating. This is inspiring to me, right? So that's awesome. Like now let's try it. Like let's say I am looking at something else. Like if you're evaluating a job and you want to see if that job is a good fit for you, right? You could take that job description, download it, and upload it here to Claude. Or now that Claude has access to the internet, you can actually take that URL and paste it in. So let's just go search for a job description. Let's do hairstylist job, jobs near me, right? I'm not a hairstylist. It's not something that I intend to do. I love and appreciate the people who actually do this, right? And so I could be like, great, here's a hairstylist. Here's the full job description summary. So I can take this, copy that, come back to Claude and say, is this a job I would enjoy? So paste it in, all the job requirements, job salary, whatever it is, right? Like, and then see what it says. So it's going through, it's going to read through the job description. It's going to look through everything it knows about me in my assessments. And then it's going to spit out recommendations based off of whether this is a good job. I actually did this like a year ago when I was considering switching to a different job. So here it is. It's like, hey, looking back from my future point of vantage, like I love this. Dear Pete, looking back from my future vantage point, I can see how critical this moment is for you. I've analyzed all your assessments results thoroughly, and I'd like to share some insights. So whether this booth rental opportunity aligns with you, who you are fundamentally. And so it's going to go through and say, here's misalignment with your strengths, career trajectory mismatch, motivational disconnect, skills utilization gap, right? Like it's like, no, you're while you are entrepreneurial, here's why it doesn't fit or work for you, right? So personal development recommendations, a challenge from you. Here's things to use, keep a data log when you feel most energized, most important insight. Look back. I know I'm so good. And remember, let's see. Career direction. Instead, here are three career paths that you would better leverage your strengths. So, in short, no. Like technical training, consulting, product development, leadership, business consulting. Like it's telling me, no, stay away from that. Go this way, which is awesome, right? Anyway, so I hope this is super helpful. If any of you are just kind of lost or frustrated or whatever, like go take as many assessments as you can. Build a Claude project, upload it, use the prompt that I'm going to give you and start chatting with it and having conversations with your future self. And Claude does an excellent job at not being a people pleaser, which is one of the reasons why I like it over ChatGPT for this use case. ChatGPT is too much of a people pleaser. Claude is not. And so, anyway, hope that's helpful. Let me know if there's other use cases you'd like me to explore and build out. I'm trying to build out practical stuff that's actually useful for the everyday man instead of, I don't know if you guys look at any of the other like AI channels out there. All of them are like extremely technical, pie in the sky, crazy use cases. I'm just like, how am I going to use this in my everyday life? I want to build stuff for you and show you how to do stuff that's actually going to be useful to you today, not tomorrow or 10 years, I mean. So thanks, like and subscribe, all that stuff.